Hi, so that was a quick demo of this fun little pumpkin and melon farm design that I came up with. It's really fun to watch. The way it works is these daylight sensors will turn on during the day and then at nighttime, so it'll keep harvesting, and these will keep it nice and lit, the jack-o'-lanterns. And the trigger here is slightly delayed on one side or the other so the flying machine can go, and then just a single trigger on the way back. Some of the things that do happen, I noticed when I made this in survival, is that sometimes the pumpkins and melons will land on spots where they can't be harvested or hit the water flow. Or sometimes they'll even land right on the ice itself and be stuck there. But the amount of those is pretty small compared to the what can be harvested. And this is expandable. You can just go for as long as you really want. On my survival, I made it 5 chunks long and double wide, so I have one just for pumpkins and another one right beside just for melons, and it produces just a ridiculous amount, more than I would ever need. But I do use it for trading for emeralds. And these here are not necessary. I just find it fun to see during the day how far away it is to be harvested. And on my survival world, I changed up the triggering, so I made it actually underground for reasons I'll explain in another video. But because of that, I didn't have access to the daylight. And so what I did was, on this particular side, I just put in a little hopper clock similar to this one here, where items flow around and power the next, as you can see there. And then when they go through, it will turn on and off at regular intervals. So I set it for about 5 minutes, and it runs twice a day, twice at night. And then when it gets to the other side, it just auto triggers with an observer to send it back. It works pretty good. So let's take a look at the items that you need to build this. This is what we have here. This is the redstone components that you will need for this version of it, and as many of these as you want to make it long. One thing to note here is that you don't actually need all of these obsidian blocks. They can be like more leaf blocks or anything that is unmovable, however you want to make it. But you do need to have something here that is non-sticking and non-movable. You can use chest if you want as well. Because the pumpkins and melons will get bounced forward off the slime blocks and hit this wall, so we need something to stop them from flying out and fall into the water stream. Alright, so let's see if we can build a segment of this so I can show you how it works. Alright, we'll start with where we're going to store it. We'll back up a little bit here. I'm just going to do a mirror image of it. So we'll run 2 hoppers into this chest, and you can have whatever you want on this side. They can lead to a dispenser going back to your central storage or what have you. That's the way I have it on my survival. They come in and they just get dispensed into a water stream that goes back to like a storage filter system, like this kind of setup here. And so above these here, for this version, I just tapped off the flow so that they would just hit that one hopper. You did see, though, that they can clog up if there's too many things with this type of setup, but it's not really that big of a deal. Okay, and then here we're going to go back a little bit. This will be the main water stream that runs down the middle. We'll need an ice block here. Use packed ice, blue ice, as long as whatever ice you use doesn't melt. and then we will come back. We'll cap it there at 8, I believe that was, so that the water flow will stop right on the ice. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and off of these we'll have the planting rows, and those are going to be in length 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 long, and then we have the outer wall on the 9th. And the first one is going to be the outer wall, which we'll put here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. This would be the outer wall. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, outer wall. And this is where we'll put our leaf blocks in obsidian. Okay. I'm going to do like 2 so you can see. There's no point in doing more of that. Okay. And what we'll do underneath is create a spot for the water flow, and then we're planting water and then planting, and you just repeat this. Make sure we go right to the edge. Okay, and we'll put our water sources in. And then we'll stop the flow with signs. And replace these with some ice. There we go. That's how it works. Okay, let's build the flying machine now. So we'll build it in this orientation for this side. And we will need the slime block on the tops here, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slime blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And underneath, we'll need to arrange the glass, or you could use any block really here, as long as it's a like not a slime block, or you could use stone or anything, as long as it can go across and knock these melons out. And the pattern is going to be starting from the outermost. We're going to go 2 space, 2 space, and then a 1. And I believe that puts it at its like max limit, or just 1 under. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, exactly in the max limit. So I couldn't squeeze any more in there without making it a little more complicated than it needed to be, considering what type of farm it is. So again, it's going to be 1, 2, space, 1, 2, space, 1. 1, space, 1, 2, space, 1, 2. There we go. Now we'll build the the actual pusher puller, and that is done. It might be tight to get in here, but you can see it from this side, I believe. There we go. So it'll be observer looking up, 2 down, and then another one going back into it. So let's do that. This was 1 back, and we're going to go down 2, and then back 1. It's down 2 and back 1, and then our observer looking up, and then the push-pull happens on the bottom of that one. Okay, this should be straightforward. So we'll have our observer looking up, and we will have a sticky piston facing into that and that one, and then we'll have a sticky piston here. And on this side we will build the second half, which is a sticky piston and an observer looking up as well. Let's do it this way so we don't trigger it accidentally. Have it looking up. There we go. So that's the machine, and that's basically it. So we will come back on this side, and I believe I have to give it a little bit of room. So let's just bring this back an arbitrary amount. That should be more than enough. And let's trigger it and see what it does. There we go. And stopped. Perfect. So this would be the other side, and when triggered, which we'll do here, you can see that the, what do we call those, the draggers, I guess. They just drag along. They'll stop right on the outer wall. And so we'll build this side now. That's our obsidian line. We'll go out one more. And underneath it would be the leaves. Perfect. Extend this outer wall back. So you have an idea. And 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I think we have to go in one more on the bottom, do we not? I believe so. Let's see. Yes, we do. We have to go back in one more on the leaves. There we go. Perfect. Notch this out. There we go. And we will need to put the triggering mechanisms in now. So let's send it back, make sure it works, and we triggered this one on the return. Oh, we have something locked up here. What has locked up? Let's find out. Should be everything's fine, it looks to me. Oh, on that side, first we have to push this forward. That's right, we're on the other side. And then after it's pushed forward, because this can't push both of those arms plus the center. That's why we have a double trigger on the other side. So yeah, we triggered this one, and slightly after, with repeater delay, we triggered the other one, and then we retract them. That's where we'll be triggering them, so I'll have that there for now. Okay, and on this side, we just trigger that one. And push and pull. Okay, so on this one here, let's do that triggering. And we're going to use regular pistons. And we'll trigger it this way. And do the same. Go. Same on this side. I believe actually the redstone's up here. And then joined in the middle. And the way this side is done, so you can see here we have 2 repeaters on different delays. So again, it will trigger one first. You can see here it will trigger this one first and then that one shortly after. There we go. So let's duplicate that, and they're on 1 and max. Okay. So let's send this guy back. I believe we have to. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So redstone and then the dust. Oh, I believe we have to bring this. Yeah, we do have to bring it back 1 so that we can have the redstone dust connect to the repeaters. Let's do it in the proper order. So that one and this one. No longer delay. Perfect. Whoops. And our comparator coming off the daylight sensor. This one's in, there we go, perfect. And if you want to not use the redstone lanterns, you just carry that signal up. And put in the redstone lanterns in. Well, there we go. So if we remove that signal, it unpowers it, as you can see there. Oh, right. It's not going to do that just as is. There is a redstone torch underneath, of course. I was getting a little confused in my head there for a second, wondering, how is that working? Okay, so we will put that underneath. There we go. Perfect. So now it will toggle. Oh, wrong one. There. See? There we go. Sorry about the confusion there. But yeah, you can see the time delay in the triggering. Perfect. So that side is all done. Now let's work on this side. And on this one's a little easier. All we have to do is trigger this one observer, and we'll do that with a regular piston. And we will need to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then comparator into an inverted daylight sensor. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Comparator sensor. So let's put the daylight sensor, right click it to invert it. Off of that, we put our comparator and our redstone dust. 11. Perfect. And we won't actually need that underneath. So now if we, oh right, and I did like putting these on, and I ran them along the side, the full length. So let's do that as well. And that's pretty much it other than planting. So let's just make sure this side triggers. We'll set the time, set it to midnight. There we go. Goes across. And we can set that to noon. And it goes back. So now let's do the planting and tilling in the proper pattern. So we will till the outer edges, and then again 2 gap, and then another till, and then 2 gap, another till, and then we leave the end open. This side we'll plant pumpkins. Now I didn't include bone meal, but it's always good to get it started with some. Because you could just plant these and walk away, and over time they will grow and it will start harvesting for you, but I'm just going to speed it up here for the video's sake. Okay, and let's turn up the random tick speed. Let's set it to like 300 or something. There we go. And we got some popping up. And we'll set it to night. And we got our first results. Yep, perfect. So that's it. And again, you can expand as long as you want, and you can put side by side. I'm pretty sure you can probably even put them stacked vertically as well. Okay, so hopefully you found that informative, and I would love to see if anyone actually implements this. It'd be great. Okay, have a good one. See you later.